All right, everyone, welcome back into another props video. Gonna be touching on the top prop bets for Flex Friday on PrizePicks, but we are getting a pretty massive day in college basketball as well, and we are getting some pretty good prop bets for Underdog for that. So I do want to spend some time really on both. We're gonna start ahead and go into more of the Flex Friday slip for PrizePicks, and then if you guys want, stay for the college basketball props because yeah, we are getting so many and some pretty good edges. The problem today that I'm seeing college basketball wise is which ones do we choose from, and you guys will see that in a second here. But jumping into it, let's start out with NBA. So NBA right now, we really aren't getting that many great props. I mean, I do expect this to change, but if it doesn't for Keontae George for over his points and rebounds, I certainly do like that. Heck, I could argue at 22.5, I would still like the over. And that's going to be based off of his projected minutes. He's been someone that really has been playing a lot more recently and playing really well recently as well. So he is a prop bet that I don't mind. But yeah, I mean, right now at 22.5, that is seemingly one, or 21.5, that is seemingly a great prop at one that really you can't pass up on. Banchero, again, this is one that's probably going to be bumped by the time a lot of you guys get here. If it's not, that's going to be a good prop bet. Those are really the two only spots that we have right now for NBA in terms of prop bets that are sticking out. And then I do want to get into some PGA props as well. Unfortunately, I did this video a little bit later than I was hoping to, and because of that, not all the lines that I would have liked to have given you guys are popping up. Okay, so and sorry, what I'm like, PrizePicks has adjusted some of the lines that I would have liked to have given you guys. So like Xander was off by 1 between PrizePicks and Underdog. It seemed like a good bet to bet the under for him. Same thing with Rory, where it just seemed like their lines were a little bit off, but now all the lines seem to be correct. Now, the one thing I do want to look at is birdie or better matchup in terms of edge. Like, I don't mind Sam Burns over Minwoo Lee. I don't hate that Jason Day over Siwoo Kim. Like, those are okay, but not prop bets that I feel the need to go out of our way to target. And I do just want to call it a discrepancy as well before I get into some college basketball props. 3.5 for the kill difference in COD. And, you know, that, again, I don't really follow esports too much, but that to me seems like a lot. So if you guys want to use that, you know, bet over on PrizePicks, bet under on Underdog, by all means, go for that. Now let's go ahead and jump into the college basketball prop. So I did mention that there probably was a little bit something going on, I would say, college basketball wise, where we were just dominating for the past 2 months, it seemed like. And then now that the conference tournaments are here and whatnot, you know, teams are actually playing for stuff that significantly matters. We saw the college basketball prop hit rate, especially for fantasy score prop bets, really take a dip. So what I spent the morning doing is kind of changing slightly how the edge percent work. Basically, right now we are getting a little bit more props as well from the average sportsbook lines as well from the average sportsbook. So that's good. So it's just doing a little bit of tweaks here and there. And you guys will see on Underdog, we're actually getting a decent amount of over fantasy score prop bets, still heavy amount of under, but we are starting to get more over fantasy score prop bets. So that is something to note. But right now for PrizePicks purposes, for the Flex Friday slip, we are seeing this one under points and assists for Joel. That is the best one that we have. We also are getting David for under his rebounds at 4.5. You know, again, those are going to be some pretty good EV bets that we are getting. We got over rebounds here as well. This is an interesting one, over points, and that's one that I like as well. So we are getting a decent amount of good EV bets for college basketball. So with that, let's go ahead and show you guys my Flex Friday slip. And so looking at, guys, we aren't getting any good NBA props really just yet. I just refreshed it. Really nothing there. Maybe we'll get some good fantasy score props as the day progresses, hopefully, right? College basketball, I do wonder if PrizePicks is going to be putting out more fantasy score props throughout the day, like Underdog does. And again, I'll get into that in a second here, but these are the best prop bets. I like 5 of them right now. We're getting some pretty good EV. Most of these are, you know, either 1 or half off compared to Underdog as well. So they could be bumped by the time most of you guys get there. That's kind of the unfortunate side doing college basketball props on Flex Friday. But with that, let's go ahead and get into the college basketball Underdog side of it. So you guys might have noticed I didn't use this prop bet for PrizePicks for that bet of the day. I think it's a better bet on Underdog. You know, if we can get those slight edges, by all means, I want to roll with that. We are seeing that Joel is probably a little bit overvalued, the one that we just used on PrizePicks as well. And we are getting some different ones here. I will say, when I was looking through the projection data for this one, and guys, I don't know these college basketball players, just looking at data here for the most part, there's a big discrepancy, I think, in the projected minutes for him. So again, I don't really know college basketball. It is tournament basketball, so you know, I would say some players might be playing more than they did in the regular season. We might be seeing tighter rotations and whatnot. Again, I don't know that. So we are still getting a ton of under fantasy score prop bets, right? That is still the case, especially for fantasy score. But we are getting some over fantasy score prop bets as well. And I will say I'm a little bit more intrigued by these because, again, we have seen over the past like 4 days, these college basketball props have been hitting for us for really the past two and a half months, just consistently especially in terms of the unders, they most of the time they've been getting their overs. So these ones where we are seeing that these overs are hitting, I might want to roll with those. And so I kind of want to just sort by over right now and just look at these ones that are the best for over. This is based off the average sportsbook line, just as an FYI. But Bruce Thornton is popping up, Gary popping up, and we got another one where, especially compared to PrizePicks, this is a good line as well on underdog. So I do think that those are going to be 3 good bets that we are getting for over bets. Again, I might separate it more in terms of chasing some over fantasy score prop bets and then chasing some other ones as well for the under. So 2 bet slips here for you guys for underdog. We're going to be chasing more of the over ones that I just mentioned. So 3 pretty good bets that we were getting with that. Love to see that today. And we are still getting some pretty good lower fantasy score prop bets as well. So I'm just running off the top 5. Fingers crossed that these hit. This is an insured slip as well, by the way. So if we get any let's say Freaky Friday squares for underdog, I probably would roll with this one because we saw it like be a little bit more overvalued on underdog. That's really up to you guys, which one you guys like the most there. But that's gonna be all for today's video. Hopefully expecting to bounce back today. Fingers are crossed. Flex Friday day. Good luck to you guys today. Make sure to give a like and subscribe. Appreciate that. And as always, let's keep cashing.